What's up? I'm on PWI, all that good stuff. My day's going pretty good. Hopefully yours is. You can always leave a comment on that if you wish. Now I've got a good question for you. Do you live your life as if it is your last? You never know when it might end. That's something you cannot pretend. But the question is, why would you not go 100%? You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You should already know that. For all are not guaranteed tomorrow. So why do you act as if you already know it's there? When it is yet to come. Why? Would you act slightly different if it was that you knew at this moment there would be no more of you? There are ones pleading for the chance you have, and yet you waste it. The one and only chance you have. What, do you think it will last? It waits for no one. What regrets might you have? You never know, it could end fast. Or it could possibly last. Why would you take that chance? If you do, the consequence is up to you. But for real, there are people begging for what you have. And yet you act as if for every day beyond today it will last. Do you not know that you could leave this second? Unexpectedly. For no reason. Yes, you might have worries upon this season. Yeah, it might be hard, okay. Do you think that I don't know that? Do you think ones that are successful don't know that? I mean, for real? It's nice to plan for a future day, but you never know if it's gonna even show. Why not live as if it is your last? You never know, it could be. What kinds of things will you choose not to do? What kind of privilege will be wasted upon you? Even in some countries, they don't have the chance that you have right now. And yet, you just sit there as if it means nothing. There are some that would work so much harder than you. Do more than you. And yet, when they come to replace you, you complain. I don't think you have room to complain, technically speaking. For they're just better than you. Because they look at it different than you. Of course, the choice on how that happens is up to you. For real. I don't care how you like it or not. So you're gonna last as it is, that this may be your last? Or are you going to decay fast? Hmm? What's the matter? Did I step on a toe? Place of opportunity, yet you waste yours. And then you complain about ones that don't. It's kind of funny, really, if you ask me. A place of opportunity, yet you waste yours. And then you criticize one that does not waste theirs. If you ask me, the one that's wasting it should be the one deported, not the one that isn't. If you ask me, as far as that. Do you know how much more we could have had done by doing that kind of policy? Want to complain? So what? They might work harder than you. But here's the funny thing. The same work that they might offer. As far as this, you know you could do it just as well. For the same pay as well. Well, you could. But yet you complain. And yet, at the end of the day, who is it that actually wishes to have the dream? You or them? Stop wasting your opportunity. Because every moment you do, it flees from you. Live as if it is your last. Does this offend you? What's the matter? What is it that you will do? I grew up in that culture, so I already know of all of their culture. Where do you think I get my worth ethic from? Hmm? In a neighborhood that I was only a few? Watching them work harder than you. And then you complain. Hmm. Speaking out, do you think I can refrain? I'm sorry. You're wasting it. They're not. And yet, you wonder why they have all this pretty stuff upon this spot. All their nice rims and other things such as this. Stop wasting it. There are ones pleading for the chance that you have. You never know, it could end fast. There are ones taking their last breath, wishing, just wishing they had the chance that you currently do. And yet, what is it that you do? Ones that not have opportunity as you. And yet, what is it that you do? Do you boldly stand and be one that is worthy to stand? When it comes down to the fact, if you work for what you actually have. And then you wonder why it is that these others tend to have. And you're left in second place. Do you not realize they work harder than you upon this place? They've earned what it is they have. Have you? Honestly. Have you? Live as if it is your last. Or your opportunity, it could fleet very fast. In fact, it does already, and you don't realize it does. Do you know why it fleets? because it continues to ask you, please pursue me. Oh, please. But instead, you do nothing, as it watches, as others that choose to act, that do more than you, get criticized by you. Now this applies to many, not specific. There are many that work hard. Some even next to you, and you do not realize that they work hard. And yet you complain about what it is they might have, crave what it is that they might have. But then when it comes down to it, they choose to actually do it. As for you, you don't. And you wonder why. And yet it is your choice for your dream to die. Every day you do not act, that opportunity chooses to step back. Oh, so you will not pursue me? Oh, you know what? I think I might have found someone that will. And then when you see your ideas in front of you, you become ill. Become mad because it was something that was for you. But it was your choice not to do. It was not the gift or idea's fault. It was yours and yours alone. Act now as it is your last. You do not know if it will end fast, or if this opportunity will last. And this means anything. Idea, love, a gift, or something that you are naturally able to do without any effort from you. Or hardly any. Sometimes you might notice it, sometimes you may not. Sometimes it's something that you see as common upon this spot. But others do not. Do you have something that drives you? Do you have something that doesn't? Why do you think it will wait for you? Why do you think it will not notice that you choose not to do? Why do you think that it will not depart from you? Why do you think you have all day, all year, your whole life Do you not realize how far you could have got in the time that you've chosen not to? But yet, you criticize ones that choose to. That's almost funny. I find it hilarious, to be honest. You have no idea how many people I've had complain about specific, but they do not work harder than this, regardless who or what. And of course, for the most part, I called them out for what it was. Should have seen their face when I told them, you know what? You choose to be complacent upon this place, and they don't. Why do you think the work should go to you? That's funny. Then one's window shopping. For what it is, they're not able to window shop. Every time they do, they become mad because they can only window shop. And yet you have an idea or a gift that, if you chose to act this window shop, you could easily get. Now a little off subject, but I wanted to bring something up. It's interesting. That's why I wanted to bring this up. For those that might believe in evolution, let me ask you a question about your theory of evolution. You realize how long that takes, right? Now, here's a huge problem with this. What'd it take? Millions of years, right? What was here millions of years ago? Dinosaurs, right? Okay, so to complete this whole theory that there is no evidence to, here's your issue. Okay, so you have 20-foot giants, right? Okay, so that proves the fact that more than likely they were probably around the same time. So this link that you're looking for, it would be 20 foot tall? Kind of hard to miss, isn't it? And pretty much all animals back then were around that size. So, where's this evidence? What, you think we were small? Do you think we would have survived in this evolution theory? No. Being as small with all those animals around. Okay. Another question. Considering, even if we were the normal size, do you realize how many times we had to die first before we be like we are now? Where is the proof of this? All other animals, they can show proof. Where's ours? I mean, for real. Another thing that kind of fascinated me about this whole thing. Oh, we built the pyramids. All this yada yada blah blah blah. Not true, false information, bull crap. Okay, so around the same area that all this goes on, we find giants that are what, 20 foot tall? Do you realize how much stronger you would be if you were 20 foot tall? Giant bricks. 20 foot tall. Okay. Keep trying to tell me that stick under the... Okay. Yet nobody notices that. Alrighty then. Okay then. Oh, and there's documentation about this too. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Believe what you wish. The evidence is there. One that has an open eye, man. For real. It's almost pathetic. Try to cover things up. Wow, okay. Live as if it is your last. Back then in your evolution theory, you would have to do that every single day of your life. Believe what you wish. I will tell you this. There's proof there already. For those willing to seek it. For those that are able to read between the lines. For those that actually question. Wait a second. But how long do they say that evolution would have taken place? Do you realize what would have been there at that place? At that time? How could you miss it? There's only a few explanations for this. Either A, you were made, or B, you were brought from another place that has that evidence upon that place. One or the two. There's evidence of that as well. All over this world. Every single civilization. Do the math. It's not hard to figure out. Two plus two equals what? Okay. Now that we got that figured out, live as if it is your last. Now, hypothetical question with this. Let's just say that these 20-foot tall individuals, how big a planet would they need to be able to normally function? What? About 6 times the size of Jupiter? Okay then. I'll leave it at that. Here's the funny thing. In their day-to-day life, at that current setting, they would feel no different than me and you. Be no different height than me and you. But compare the two. In real size next to each other. It's not hard to figure that one out either. What, 20 foot tall? What's 6 times 4? Okay then, now that we figured that out, live as if it is your last. You do not know if it will end or it will last. Something interesting I've heard as well. What would happen to your concept of time if your days lasted for 48 hours? That's nearly double So to be 100, how old would you have to be? Now, incorporate that into this. 6 times that. How old would you be? Hmm. What if you were the times that die 10? How old would you be? Hmm. Interesting ages, don't you think? Does that line up with something else? Think so. Anyway, live as if it is your last. Do not know if it will last or it will end fast. Many ask for the opportunity that you have, but there are few that choose to actually do. Is one of those happen to be you? Or is it that you choose not to do? Never know if this opportunity will be taken from you. Never know if it's someone that might intimidate you by how it is they might look, or how it is they present themselves, what they might understand more than you, what it is they choose that you do not choose to do. Understanding that has been taken from you, or something that you know you should do. Or something that for whatever reason you become complacent upon this season because you think it will always be there. Do you not know that it may not always be there? Why is it that you act as if all this means nothing? Do you not know that this means more than nothing? Why not choose the better path. Choose one that can last, that will make you happy as well. All you have to do is choose. You know what? I will be the best version of myself, regardless of what others might think of myself. They can judge me for all they wish. But I know there's opportunity that I can get with this idea or whatever it may be. Or this specific thing that has only come to me. Why is it that you cannot see? You will be plagued by this if you choose not to. Live as if it is your last. If you don't, it's your own fault. So when the next time you go boo-hoo-hoo, take your finger, point it at yourself, and ask who. Or go take a look in the mirror. Do so without any fear. And ask yourself why it is. Instead of trying to complain and blame another. The same one that complains is the one responsible. Oh, but this. Oh, but that. Okay. The ones that have actually done something. Have they done that? And if they have, for how long? Ask them this. Did it get them very far? If they did it for very long. Or did they already know? If they did this, their opportunity would be gone. Why would you do such a thing? Not to utilize what it is that you alone can utilize. Yes, you might want to have a family life. But that does not mean that you cannot do your dream as well. Granted, it might mean that you do not get to be with a specific that you might like. But is your dream worth a fight? Is your happiness throughout all of your days worthy of that choice upon just one day? to merely say if it was not that you are one that supports what it is that I need, then it is not you that I will see. Yeah, you might be happy with this one that I speak of. But will you be happy with yourself? Or it is that you must explain this to yourself. In one way or another time you may. Live your life as if it is your last. Or it is that maybe your opportunity, it will end fast. Be given to one that will do it harder than you. Sad thing is, more than likely this will be seen by you. Not always true, but only if you were to act. Choose that you are able to act, willing to act. Here's the funny part. You already are. From the time that this such thing has come to you, you've had everything you need right in front of you. Now, for some, this is not brought to you until later. But everything you've gone through, in one way or another, has set you up to do such a thing. Okay, you might struggle. Alright, who hasn't? Regardless, well, you might have to fight nail and tooth for it. Okay. Doesn't that mean you'll appreciate it more? Or do you wish to party? Do you wish to just waste it away? And then get reminded almost every day about what it is, whatever it may be. Maybe by what it is that you see. Maybe the choice that you have to make. Maybe makes it to where certain people do not like you. Okay. Does it really matter that they like you? Do you like yourself? Now I know some may listen to this and think, how dare you say such things as this? Speaking of what it is I did, just information. Raising a question is all I'm doing. Not saying such things are true. Just asking you the question. Okay, so I'll ask it again. This whole theory of evolution, how long did it supposedly take? And what was there during the point of time that this was going on? According to that information, how big would you have had to be? According to that information, is there any evidence to prove such things? Now, if you would have been normal size, is there still evidence according to those things? How many times would you have had to die just to take your first breath? So how many bones would you have found in that same spot? Because also, knowing what we are creatures of habit. Same spot every time. Of more than likely, if that was true. So where's this evidence? Okay, now here's some more. Okay, you take your first breath. But how would you deal with night? Yet another time that you would have to die. Oh, how is it that you would eat? Do you know that you have to drink? Where is this proof of such lies? Oh, wait. You cannot eat this plant? Oh, wait. This would kill me if I tried to eat it? Where is the bones and evidence of such things as this? Yet you can find fully supposedly whatever you wish to call it. Dying over a toothache? Or dying huddled together because they didn't know what to do? And yet you cannot produce. Think about every situation you possibly could. How many times would you have had to die before you figured out how to live in this place? Even just to get to live in this place. How many times Where are the bones? The proof of such things. And yet your school teaches false things. Have you actually honestly thought of such things? Not even just a second of your time? Have you thought of such things? And yet there are no solid proofs of such things. Such a pity. Well, that looks like all the time I have for now.